everyone, this is Deb, and I am going to do an Etchall tutorial today using glasses. Now, my niece is getting married, and so we decided that we wanted to etch her initials into 4 sets of glasses. We wanted to do beer glasses, which is what I'm going to show you here, wine glasses, champagne, and mixed drink glasses, because I'm sure that they already have everyday glasses and those get broken easily, so we wanted to do something a little special. So at the end of this tutorial, I will show you a picture of all of the completed glasses. But for right now, this tutorial is going to be on the beer glasses. Here is everything that you will need, and I will put a list at the break part. I will list everything that you need to do this tutorial. So the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to move all this out of the way. Give me a paper towel. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is wipe these glasses with some alcohol. So I've got my handy dandy alcohol here. Oh, that's the wrong bottle. This is the unopened one. Just the regular. Okay. And I've got a paper towel. I'm just going to soak the paper towel. And then I'm going to take the glass and wipe the entire thing really good and clean. Now, this tutorial is going to be a 2-step tutorial because we are going to do a frosted bottom along with the initial. And we're going to use 2 different types of products to do that. So, I'm going to get this other one clean. The reason you're doing the alcohol wipe is so that your vinyl will stick nicely. It isn't absolutely necessary, but occasionally you'll get an air bubble in your vinyl if you don't. So, alright, so now those are clean. So today we're going to use the Dip and Etch liquid and the Dip and Etch cream. We're going to use the liquid to etch the bottoms of the cups, and we're going to use the cream to do the initials. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is cut out on your Cricut. You can also freehand draw, but I wanted these all to be identical, so I cut these out on your Cricut or your Silhouette or whatever kind of cutting thing you've got, and I did it on vinyl. This particular vinyl came from Cricut, and I don't love it. So my best advice to you is order the vinyl from Etchall, which this is there where you can order it. Their vinyl is a little more sticky, but I don't have any at the moment, so I used what I had. And like I said, I don't love Cricut's products, period. So, okay. So I'm going to lay my glass down, and we're going to place this on about where we want, and it's very difficult when you're doing a negative image. So you want to place the center first. So I'm going to put the center down, make sure it's, you know, straight up and down. And then once I have that down, I can work around the outside of it to get it where I want it to go. And you just do a little bit at a time, work your way around. Now, here is one little trick that I want to teach you. When you have a curve like this, it's very difficult, a curved object, not a curved line. It's very difficult to get it to lay flat. So what I'm going to do is go up here and I'm going to just snip, lay this side down so that that's all nice and flat. And then I'm going to come up and stretch this just a little bit and connect it so it's like overlapping right on the edge there. Now I didn't get that quite straight, so I'm going to move it again. And that is the only way that I have found that you can get it nice and flat. So once that's on, you're going to burnish it down, and I just use my thumbnail, but you can use the tool that comes with the product, also works. You just want to make sure that you get it down really good and that there's no little edges that are loose. Okay, here's another really big tip. Turn it over and look at the back. Here you can, I don't know if you can see it, but you can, through the glass, you can see where there's white and where it's really stuck good. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to just really press it down. And again, I'm going to use my fingernail because I've got a little more control over that. And make sure there are no edges that are loose. You do not want loose edges because then your product will get underneath the vinyl and you'll have like a feather effect right in that area. And you want to avoid that. It kind of takes away from the look. So, okay. Now, there's this one little corner that I have trouble with on this every time, and that I'm going to teach you how to fix that, but there's an area with a little air bubbles right here that you can see. So I'll show you how to fix that. Now, the next thing you want to do is get your painter's tape and make sure, I like to cut mine in half, my pieces in half, and then you just go around it, and that gives you room to be sloppy and not have to worry about getting etch all on the other parts of the glass where you don't want it. I mean, you're not going to be sloppy, but you don't have to be perfect either. Oh, and another thing, where I cut it, I have to make sure that I go in with my tape really close to it and put it right up against that line. I'll show you here. See, it's right up against the edge of the line where I had cut it, so that that seals that really good too, and nothing can get under there. Okay? And get a little more tape, and you're going to go all the way around it. Make sure you really push that down. And I'm going to go in and burnish it again, but I kind of try to do, you know, a pretty good job while I'm there. Now, on the corners, I like to get right up close if I can on these outside corners because those are where the weakest points are, and I seem to get feathers if I don't do that. So, there's that corner. And I'm going to put this down here. There we go. And I guess depending on how wide your tape is, I use pretty wide tape, so that's why I cut mine in half. Okay, now I wanted to show you on this corner what I do. I go up right above the line of the white with my painter's tape. And then I really push it down so it goes over that white piece so nothing gets under there. And that will protect it. Now, I don't know if you can see it through the camera or not, but right here you can kind of see a line where the blue is over the white. And I do that on purpose. Okay, that gives it a nice crisp line. All right, so those are all down. Now I'm going to take my little tool and burnish this all down. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside and we're going to do another one. I'm sure you're asking, why am I doing two of the exact same thing? Well, you will find out in a few minutes. But I have something kind of fun to show you. Okay, so I don't have these measured, so I just have to kind of eyeball it, try to get it in the same approximate spot. So those are done. Now, I want to show you that the Etchall comes in two different sizes, the large 32-ounce size and the 4-ounce size. If you don't plan to do anything real tall, you probably can get by with the small one. But if you're doing wine glasses and stuff like that, get the 32-ounce. This stuff is reusable, and it lasts and lasts and lasts. I don't know if you remember the Maxwell House commercial where it says good to the last drop. Well, I'm not kidding. This stuff is good to the last drop. Or if you remember the Energizer Bunny that keeps going and going and going. That should be their motto, one of those, because this stuff just never ends. You can use every last drop and it lasts for a long time. Okay, so both of the products come in that. So now we're going to start with the cream because we did the K's, and then we'll do the bottom afterwards. So again, I've got two big bottles. Now this is my new bottle. This is my old bottle. Okay, I started with this because I just wanted to see what it was like. So we're going to open it up. And I'm sure you can see inside the bottle, I have used and used and used this, and I'm almost out. So that's why I have the new big bottle. So what I said I wanted to show you that was different is the consistency. But I want you to know that this stuff is so good and lasts to the last drop that you can use it either way. So you can see this is kind of liquidy. You know, I'll put it on here and you can see it's real soft and liquidy. So we're going to go ahead and put it on. And you can use a sponge or a paintbrush or whatever you need to use to get it on. Okay. You can use the squeegee. And I like to put a really good thick coat. And it doesn't matter how much you use because you're going to scrape it back off because it is reusable. So I'm just going to really get it on there good. Okay. Now, I'll set that one off to the side for a second and we're going to use the old one. Oh, let me wipe my brush off. Don't forget to use it, to reuse it. So wipe all your tools, everything off. Okay. Now you can see the brush is pretty well dried off as far as, you know, getting the cream off. So I'm going to set that jar aside and now we're going to use my old jar. And I want you to see the difference and that it still works. Okay, do you see that? It's like thick caramel, see? It's not liquidy at all because I've used it and put it back in so much. But it still works. In fact, I almost like it better when it's thick like this because I have a little more control over it. Get that on there good. Uh-oh, we're rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Let me stick that there. Hold it. Okay. Now, is it going? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, 15 minutes are up. So we're going to remove it now. And remember, it is reusable, so we are going to scrape it back into our jar. So the first one is the liquidy one. That came from the big jar. So you're just going to take your tool, scrape it, put it back in the jar. I hope you can see this. Whoops, got a little on there. I need to get that off right away. Okay, so you just keep scraping until you get almost all of it, as much as you can off. And as you see, I think I've got as much as I can get. So I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to do this one. And this is my old bottle, and it's really grungy looking because I've scraped a lot. Okay, and I'm going to pull this off, and see, this is really sticky, but I can still use it on another project, so I'm going to put it back in here. Good to the last drop. Okay, so as much as I can off of that one, I believe. Scrape all that in there. Close it back up. All right, now I need to rinse this, and it takes about, you know, 2 or 3 minutes, and you want to really clean it good and then dry it. So I will be right back. Just hang on. Back, and I've rinsed them really well. Hang on 1 second. Oh, I actually have some over here. Okay, so I've rinsed them really well. Now I'm going to dry them. And then we're going to see the magic. Okay. So I peeled this one off a little bit as I was doing it so that I would know that that was the new bottle. So we can compare them side by side. Okay. Get them good and dry. And move that out of the way so I can lay this on here and you can see. Okay, see how nice and crisp that came out? I hope you can see that good. And get this one off. Okay, now you can see them side by side, and I want you to notice that I did make a little flub here and got it past the tape, so I'm probably going to end up having to do this one again. But as you can see, you have two nice figures here. This one was the old cream, which etched just as nicely as the new cream, so you can use it and use it and use it. That was my point in showing you this. Like I said, I almost prefer it thick because it just is easy to work with. Okay, so that is the first part of the project. Now we're going to etch the bottoms. Whoops, that one's got a little bit of water still running. Oh, that's on the inside. Okay. Okay, so for this, what you're going to do is put some water in here. You're going to put your cup in. And I want to etch just to where this line is on the glass, so I'm going to put my cup in, and then I'm going to add water, so I will be right back and grab some water. I got my water, it's just plain water, and I'm going to pour it in here until it gets to the point where it's at that line. Just a little more. And I think a hair more. And just get it to where you want it. Okay. Then take a marker and mark your line where your water is. Oh, sorry, not yet. I'm thinking about too many things. So you got it where you want it. Now pull your glass out. Okay, let the water settle a minute. And then you're going to draw your line. Because that's how much of the liquid you're going to use for this. Now, you must use a plastic container. Because if you use glass, you're going to etch the inside of your glass. So it won't do anything to plastic, but as you can see, I put a little line where my water was. Okay, so now I'm going to pour my water back into my cup, my measuring cup. And you could measure it too if you wanted to, you know, pour out your water and then figure it out that way. And I have done it that way, but drawing the line is just so much easier. Okay, dry it out really good because you don't want to dilute your solution. Okay, now I'm going to take my dip and etch liquid and I'm going to pour into my container until I get to my line. There we go. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And I'm just going to take my cup. Now, when you use these kind of cups, a lot of them have little indentations in the bottom. This particular one doesn't, but when I did the wine glasses, they had that little, you know, like indentation. You want to put it in at an angle going in so that it catches the whole bottom and then bring it straight down after that. Okay? Now, this has to sit for 15 minutes. I'm going to do both of them, so I will be back as soon as they are both complete. Okay, time is up, and so the second one, so I'm going to take it out and go wash it, and then I will be right back. So hold on just 1 second. All right, so I was doing another one in the other room. So I brought the liquid back and we're going to pour it back in here. So this one first. And now this one. These were I was doing wine glasses, so it's a little fuller. All back in there. And now I want you to look inside this bottle. Hopefully you can see it is almost full still. I mean, very little evaporation or usage. And I have done 32 cups now. So that's pretty amazing, huh? It lasts a long time. All right, so let's look at the final product. Here is the first one we did with the liquid, the really new Etchall. And here is this one, and I'm not sure which is the right direction, so I'm going to turn them around too. And this is the one with the goopy stuff. And you can't really tell a difference other than my little mistake there that I did. But I think they look amazing, and you can use this stuff up even when it's gloppy and old looking. It still works just fine. You can see it from this direction now. And I would recommend that you wash it with hot soapy water before you use them, obviously. And I will do that before I box them up and give them to my niece. Now, I'm going to turn the camera off, go in the other room where I've got all the other glasses at, and I'm going to show you the entire collection. Okay, so here's the entire collection. The lighting's not as good in here, but I didn't have any place where I could put all of them at once. So as you can see, these are the champagne glasses. And then we have wine. And we have mixed drink glasses. And we have beer glasses. And I'm going to get up just a little bit higher so you can see I've done 8 of each kind. And I'm hoping that she will be really happy with this wedding present. Tomorrow I will show you the card that I made to go with them on my blog. Okay, so that's it for my video tutorial. I hope it was informative. I want to remind you, do not throw away your Etchall when it gets thick and mucky, because it still works great. That is why I showed you side by side how the two worked. New, old, doesn't matter, it'll work. And it goes a long way, and you can use it until there's almost nothing left in the bottle, as you saw that little one that I had. Okay, at the end of this video I will have another shot of where you can order Etchall from. Please be sure to order and let them know that you ordered it because you saw my video. That just helps her know whether or not we are being successful at these tutorials. Thanks so much. See you next time.